What's up, YouTube? Your boy back once again with another sport topic, and today we're gonna talk some football, Houston Texans football. And before we get into that, I want to send a special shout out to all y'all out there, all my subscribers out there, for helping your boy reach 2K. I didn't get a chance to do it during the last video because it was the reaction to the Texas loss. I was so pissed off about the loss, I forgot to tell y'all. But thank y'all so much for letting your boy reach 2,000. I know some of y'all only come for the Texan content. Some of y'all only come for the Magic content. But I appreciate y'all liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting below, and all the things that y'all do. I do this for y'all. So y'all keep on doing that. I'm gonna keep on doing this content to help me grow my channel a little bit more. I just appreciate everybody for doing that. Now let's talk about the video, cause the subject I want to talk about is coaches, potential coaches for the Houston Texans. I did a video the other day for Salt Sports. Shout out to everybody out there, Salt Sports, Ed Honcho, everybody in the round table. I did a video for them, and then also did a live stream with them, and I brought up about potential coaches for the Texans, and lo and behold, all day yesterday, all I hear is potential coaches for the Houston Texans. Just very interesting. After I do a video for them, and then we do a live stream, boom, there comes a whole thing about potential coaches for the Houston Texans. Just something interesting. So I want to actually break down who I felt the Texans should target and why. And also, after I do the potential coaches, I have something that maybe could raise a problem and an issue for the Houston Texans. I'm gonna save that for the end. So make sure y'all watch all the way to the end of the video so y'all hear what could potentially be a problem for the Houston Texans going forward. Something that could be very alarming for them. But let's talk about the coaches, because I mentioned the name in the video. I didn't get to give my list, but in order, my preference, my number one target on the list is Byron Leftwich. Byron Leftwich is offense coordinator for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's a former quarterback. We all know him from playing in Jacksonville. And one of the reasons why, because one of the main things, he's played the position. Like, he's played the position at the NFL. He's played at a high level. I mean, he wasn't like an all pro type quarterback, but he was a little successful. He had some stints in Jacksonville in the early 2000s, made to the playoffs a couple times. He was a decent enough quarterback. Injuries kind of held him back. Also, the Jacksonville Jaguars never really had receiving help back in the day, so he really didn't have a lot of help come forward. And also, you playing in the division at this time. You had Peyton Manning with the Colts and Steve McNair and all them with the Titans. So he played in a way much tougher AFC South than we seeing right now. So I mean, that was part of his issue. He was coming down in a very tough division. He was a gunslinger as a quarterback, but he is the offensive coordinator. He's been coaching for since 2017. He was a quarterback coach. Bruce Arians brought him in as a quarterback coach in 2017. And he was the offensive coordinator in Arizona last year. Remember, they didn't really have a quarterback, and also they brought in a new head coach. So then when Bruce Arians got the job in Tampa, he brought him along, and he's calling plays. This is his first time calling plays, and he's doing a damn good job. Look at the way Jameis is playing. Jameis has been playing so well that Tampa Bay is thinking about giving him $25 million per year. They're thinking about giving him $100 million contract. And I'm sitting there thinking, if Byron Leftwich can make Jameis Winston $100 million quarterback, what could he do for Deshaun? Like, if he can make Byron Leftwich $100 million quarterback, what could he do for Deshaun Watson? I know. I'm like, this is crazy. And even the Tampa Bay doesn't give him $100 million. Just for the simple fact that they're considering giving him $100 million. That's all the answers that you need. That's all the answers that you need. I mean, the only negative to Byron is he hasn't been doing it for a while. Like I said, he's only been coaching since 17. He's been with Bruce Arians for a while because he's had two stints in Pittsburgh. He went to Pittsburgh in '08 and then came back to Pittsburgh in 2010 through 2012. And both times, his both stints in Pittsburgh as a backup quarterback, Bruce Arians was the offensive coordinator in Pittsburgh. So he's been under Bruce Arians' system for a long time, basically since 2008. Off and on. And so that's one of the reasons why Bruce trusted him to give him the quarterback coach position and then bring him over to Tampa Bay to not only be the offensive coordinator, but give him the play calling duties. He actually gave him the play calling duties. Bruce Arians normally calls his own plays. He calls his own plays when he was in Arizona. He called his own plays when he was the interim head coach in Indianapolis for Andrew Luck. When Andrew Luck rookie year, and Bruce Arians was coach of the year twice. So he's a guy who knows offense. And I remember the game last year against the Cleveland Browns. Bruce Arians called that game, and the way Bruce Arians was talking while he was calling the game against the Browns, I'm like, man, I wish Bruce Arians was our head coach because the stuff he was spitting out, like, man, if he could have his hands on this offense, well, Byron Leftwich could be the next best thing because he knows Bruce offense. He throws in a little bit more flavor to it. Not to mention, he's played the position. He could actually tell Deshaun some things, and when Deshaun's telling him some stuff, he knows exactly what Deshaun's talking about. Unlike Bill O'Brien, who's this quarterback guru, this quarterback whisperer, but was a linebacker in college. Like, how do you go from being a linebacker to being an offensive genius? That makes no sense, but I don't understand how that math works, but that's how we're looking at it. And I'm just thinking that, man, the only thing is his coach. He hasn't been coaching long, but basically the whole time he was in Pittsburgh, he's really a coach on the field. I mean, because Ben was winning Super Bowls, he wasn't challenging Ben's job. He was an old vet. He was basically, especially the last stint. Maybe not. Maybe in 2008 he was more so a traditional backup, but from 2010 to 2012 he was more so a coach on the field. He was still getting a check as a player, but he was really like a coach, soaking up that coach knowledge, and it's starting to show, like I said, the way he's looking, the game plan, from a game plan standpoint, he's putting Jameis in key positions. Jameis is still turning the ball over, but that's Jameis Winston being Jameis Winston. He was just voted NFC Player of the Week this week, and he's been looking outside of week one when he threw, I think he had 2 pick sixes in week one, threw 3 picks, had 2 pick sixes. Outside week one, from a number standpoint, Jameis has been killing it, but it's more so because Byron is putting Jameis in very, very, very good positions. He's my prime target. My second target is Lincoln Riley, head coach out of the Oklahoma, and really the main reason why for him is because he's done it before. And what I mean by that, he's coached quarterbacks with the exact same skill sets as Deshaun. I mean, he took Kyler Murray and Baker Mayfield. Both of them were transferred, which means, I think Baker was in Oklahoma for a little bit longer. And I know Lincoln, I don't think Lincoln Riley was there Baker's first year in Oklahoma. I don't think he was the head coach at the time. I think he was on the coaching staff, but wasn't the head coach at the time. But he's taken two guys who were transfers, turned them not only to Heisman Trophy winners, but made them number one overall picks. And Kyler Murray, he didn't have that much time with. And look, back though, for a triple threat, he's doing the same thing with Jalen Hurts. You can go back with Tua, Jalen, who should be leading for the Heisman. But people are now considering that Jalen Hurts could be a NFL draft, a NFL quarterback. People wasn't saying that when Jalen Hurts was in Alabama. People were not saying that Hurts should be an NFL quarterback. Now you're talking about scouts of putting Jalen Hurts on that pedestal of him able being drafted in the NFL because the way Lincoln Riley is using him, the way Lincoln Riley is showing and showcasing his strengths. Lincoln Riley knows how to play to his quarterback strengths. Also, he knows how to coach this type of hybrid mobile quarterback. Deshaun is way more athletic than these three guys, has more talent than these three guys from his own physical talents, not to mention the weapons he has around him. So I'm sitting there thinking, like, if Lincoln Riley can do that with Baker and with Kyler Murray and now with Jalen Hurts, he can damn sure do the same thing with Deshaun. And who knows? Even if you get Lincoln Riley, who knows, in the third and the fourth round, well, not third round, we don't really have third round picks, but in the fourth round, bring Jalen Hurts on for the ride. I mean, he's from the city. He's from Houston. He can come back and be a third-string quarterback and know some of Lincoln Riley's system. When you know that Lincoln Riley knows how to play and coach to his quarterback strengths and know how to master weaknesses and play it to the strengths. He's been coaching for a long period of time. He's been coaching since 2003. The negative with Lincoln Riley is that he played the quarterback position, but he was a backup. He played at Tech. He was um, um, Cliff Kingsbury's backup back at Tech, so he never really got any chance to play because he was behind Cliff. He never really got a chance to play, and he went straight from playing in 2002, that was last year playing, to straight on the coaching, onto the Texas Tech coaching staff and coach. He was a quality control coach. He was a receivers coach, a quarterbacks coach, all the way up until he was offensive coordinator. The end of Mike Leach's tenure, then he went to East Carolina for a while, and then came on to Oklahoma. So he's been in coaching. He's been coaching ever since 2003. So he has a lot of years under his belt, and now has had a couple of years of being a head coach for a college organization, a college team right now. And I just think from an offensive mind, he's been a lot. He's been around the Mike Leaches. He's played the position, just not at high level, but he's played the position. He knows a little bit about it. He's been around, like I said, the Mike Leaches and around the Bob Stoops and things like that. He's know how to coach the position. He's played the position. He's know how to coach guys with the same skill set. He's been in big games, even though he's lost in the NCAA tournament, in the NCAA playoff games. But he's been in these big moments. I don't think he's afraid of these big moments. Unlike Bill O'Brien, who coached college football, who's the head coach of college. But I mean, I know Penn State was under suspension, but even if they wasn't under suspension, was Penn State really be able to be put in position to be in big games? And I know you can also say, well, they didn't really have a lot of recruits because a lot of the stuff went on with Penn State, and he maybe didn't have the talent pool that he should have. But I'm just saying, like, his biggest claim to fame college wise is Christian Hackenberg. Like, come on. So I just think that Lincoln Riley is more of a proven head coach on the college level than Bill O'Brien was. And his offense looks like it works. He plays in the most offensive conference in college football in the Big 12. So we know that he's going to know offenses. Um, that's my number two guy. My number three guy is Kellen Moore, the offense coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys. Um, he another guy who's played the position. You know, I mean, back when he was at Boise State was lit. I mean, Boise State was undefeated for a while. I think they lost to Colin Kaepernick's Nevada team, and that actually ended their shot of playing for a potential national title. He was a good college quarterback. Never really done anything in the NFL. He was really a backup in Detroit to Matt Stafford, and also in Dallas, be backing up Tony Romo slash um, Dak Prescott. And then like his negative is that he hasn't like I mean Byron hasn't been coaching for a while, but he hasn't been coaching for a while at all. I mean he was a quarterbacks coach last year, and this is his first year as the offensive coordinator calling plays. But just like Byron, he's doing a damn good job of calling the plays. I mean, up until this past game against the Saints, people were putting Dak Prescott in the MVP conversation. Now, no, he probably has the easiest job as calling plays out of Lincoln Riley, him, and Byron Leftwich because he got Zeke back there. It's not that hard to give the ball to number 21. Like, hey, turn around, give the ball to 21. But he's dialing up some nice passes for Dak and has Dak playing very well and very efficiently. So his game planning to me, it's a small sample size. In the 4 games, it's still better than anything that Bill O'Brien has done. Because I really think those 6 games that we give credit for, like the 6 games that Deshaun had his rookie year, is just on just the electricness of Deshaun Watson. I mean, we've seen it at the end of the Philly game. We've seen it at the end of the Saints game. We've seen it in the Chargers game. It's more so the electricness and the talent of Deshaun, not really the play calling of Bill O'Brien. And I just think that these guys are showing more in limited time and less time than Bill O'Brien's ever shown. Now we don't know. Who knows? Like both Kellen Moore and Byron might not know clock management. They might be just as bad. Who knows? Lincoln Riley's been the head coach. I don't think Lincoln Riley has issues with clock management, but also Byron's played football as a quarterback in the NFL, so I think he should know clock management. Same thing with Kellen Moore. I think he should know clock management. He played at a high level in college, so I think they should know clock management. And like they all have quarterback backgrounds. All 3 of these guys played the position, so I think that they can understand and relate with Deshaun when Deshaun tells them some things, and when they tell some things, they know how to spit that quarterback language. Like, hey, I see the safety doing this, boom, 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 and you're like, yeah, I see the same thing, boom, 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 and go on about your business. Bill O'Brien's coming from an old school defensive mind, telling them, and Deshaun's probably looking at him like, this dude is really stupid. I'm pretty sure Deshaun be in meetings like, damn, he was already here before I got here though, but. How did he keep this job? How did he get this damn contract extension? Like, I'm pretty sure he'd be looking at him like that, like, dude, really? Like, so that's really the whole thing with them. I know people been throwing out some names like Mike Tomlin from Pittsburgh. He's a huge underachiever. Like, you had Ben, Le'Veon, and AB, and you constantly losing the playoffs. And y'all want to talk about Bill O'Brien struggling against the Patriots? Mike Tomlin is Tom Brady's bitch too. Like when has Pittsburgh beaten the Patriots? They constantly underachieve. They constantly. So I mean, I've heard they threw out Jay Gruden. They just throw out the same names. All these reachers: Jay Gruden, Tim Caldwell, Josh McDaniels and all that. Like, no, stop giving us the same regurgitated shit. Stop. Go out and get somebody like how the Rams go out and get Sean McVay, and then boom, Jared Goff goes from being a bust to being one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the NFL right now because of Sean McVay's offense and his offensive minded. Maybe you might get the next Sean McVay and Lincoln Riley and Byron Leftwich and Kellen Moore. Who knows? These guys might be the next type of minds that you need to make your offense go. Because like I said before, half the NFL would kill for this offensive talent. Half of it would kill for this offensive talent, and you're letting it go to waste. Now, this is the negative that I want to allude to. Because the Texans might fall victim to the greatness of Deshaun. And what I mean by that, shout out to Jay Dizzle because Professor Trill, I think this is one of the main reasons why he wants the Texans to go 4-12. Because Deshaun could be so good and this division could be so mediocre-ish because everybody's 2-2 right now that the Texans can make the playoffs. And because of that, they could miss out on hiring one of these coaches. More than likely, my number one candidate, Byron Leftwich, because I've actually heard Byron's name brought up in coaching conversations within the past couple of weeks. Like I said, if me, just a regular fan on YouTube, could have a channel and talking about Byron Leftwich, I'm pretty sure execs and general managers and owners are probably looking at the same thing. Like, look at how Byron has Jameis playing. And that's the reason why teams fire their coaches in week 10, week 11, week 12, week 13, 14, 15, because they're trying to get an early jump on the coaching candidates. And there's only 32 jobs. And you trying to tell me if Byron gets offered a head coaching job somewhere, he can't sit back and be like, no, I got to wait for the Texans. Because he doesn't know, even if the Texans make the playoffs, that doesn't mean that the Texans are going to fire Bill O'Brien. So he can't wait for the Texans job that may or may not come available. If he gets offered a job, he's going to take it. Like, for instance, a job that could come open, the Redskins. Byron is from Washington, D.C. Redskins have a young quarterback. Haskins is going to be entering the second year. Plays similar, has a similar skill set to both Byron Leftwich and Jameis Winston. Big, strong dude, strong arm, not really mobile, can sit in the pocket. He'll jump at that. I think he might prefer to coach the Texans with Deshaun and Hop and Kiki and Steele and Fuller and all this other stuff over here. But that's close to home. That is home. He has a young quarterback he can put his hands on. Another black quarterback he can put his hands on. He can take that job. Another job that can come open. Jacksonville. Once again, you got a rookie quarterback who just won Rookie of the Month, Minshew. So you're going to have another young quarterback who's in the second year. And guess what? He played for Jacksonville. Jacksonville drafted him. That's kind of like Kubiak going back to Denver. You know, he played at Denver. He was a backup to John Elway. Denver, same thing. Just like Kubiak came to Houston because he's from Houston. He might go to Washington because he's from D.C. Might go to Jacksonville because he played there. So if those jobs come available, I think if all the jobs come available at the same time, I think he would take the Texans job over them because the talent pool is way deeper, way more experience. Like, you don't really know about Minshew, how Minshew's going to do going forward. You don't know how Haskins is going to do going forward. You pretty much know what you got in Deshaun and can go only up. And you know the weapons they have. So I think on an even playing field that he would take Deshaun and them over everybody. But I don't see him waiting. Or another hot coach, and I'm just using Byron as an example, or other hot coaching candidates waiting for the Texans' job to come available if they come available, if the Texans make the playoffs. Like, the best case scenario, if the Texans make the playoffs, is that you have to hope that Tampa Bay makes the playoffs well. That way he can't interview for jobs because he's in the middle of the playoffs. Other than that, if Tampa doesn't make the playoffs and the Texans do, you run a real risk of not be able to. Because if I believe if Byron gets interviewed, which I really think he does, I'm like 80% that he's going to get interviewed for some job this year because they have the whole Rooney Rule, so they have to interview African American coach. If he gets interviewed, he's going to take a job. If he gets interviewed, I think he's going to get offered a job. I think 80% chance he's going to get interviewed. I think 75% chance he's going to get offered a job. And I think if he gets offered the job, I'm gonna say 95% he's going to take the job that he gets offered to. I mean, unless the job is just so bad that he's like, that's just a bad situation. I don't want no parts of that. Like maybe like the Dolphins, but then the Dolphins got them damn draft picks, so he might will take the Dolphins job. But like if it's just a bad situation, but like I say, these young quarterbacks that could be available to him, offensive guy, I think he's going to take that job. So that's the problem that you run. That Deshaun could be so good, he could play your way into the playoffs and play your way out of getting a head coach. And I think that's the reason why Jay Dizzle wants the Texans to go 4-12. Not because he hating, he's not a Texan fan. He wants Bill O'Brien gone so much that he knows he has to bite that bullet and have a disappointing year to do better next year. And I'm not at that level yet because I want the Texans to win at all costs. But we could be a victim of our own success and the greatness of our quarterback. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't. Comment below if you haven't. Click that bell to get more videos. I holla.